The Union Mills Community Closet presents Christmas in July fundraiser dinner, July 27th, starting at 5 p.m. at Bradbury Hall, Nelson Pioneer Farm, Oskaloosa, serving a catered dinner of chicken cordon bleu or savory sliced beef. Call 641-200-1940 or look for Union Mills Community Closet on Facebook to purchase your tickets. Tickets are $30 or $240 to reserve an entire table. All proceeds directly benefit Union Mills Community Christmas Toy Drive. It's the Christmas in July fundraiser dinner, July 27th at Bradbury Hall, Nelson Pioneer Farm. Keokuk County Expo 2024 Stars, Stripes, and Summer Nights is the place to be in July. Things start off with a bang on Monday, July 15th with Rogue Rodeo at 7:30 p.m. On Thursday, July 18th is the Keokuk County Expo Queen Contest and the Bill Riley Talent Search. On Friday, Tyler Richton and the High Bank Boys will be in concert starting at 7:30 p.m. And then on Saturday, it's the Figure 8 races at the Keokuk County Expo. Bring the family, have a great time, and enjoy the fair at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney. The Delta Fireman's Ball is Saturday, July 27th. You can enjoy food, live music, games, and more. There will be a poker run from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Keith Davis will be playing music from 6 to 9 p.m. For more information on the Delta Fireman's Ball, contact Jim or Fake Harry at 319-212-8772. The Delta Fireman's Ball is coming up Saturday, July 27th. Don't miss it. Saturday, July 20th, the Southern Iowa Fair welcomes Eddie Montgomery of Montgomery Gentry, along with special guest Dylan Carmichael and area favorites, The Boys. Tickets in advance are $40. Get your tickets at sifonlinestore.com. For more information, stop by the fair office at 615 North I Street in Oskaloosa or call 641-673-7004. It's Eddie Montgomery of Montgomery Gentry headlining the Southern Iowa Fair concert on Saturday, July 20th. Doors open at 6:30. Start time is at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $45 the day of the show. Friends and neighbors, welcome in. It's time for some real talk. Let's turn that music down. There we go. It's time for Real Talk with Aaron and Steve, brought to us by New Life Community Church in Wellman, Iowa. Aaron, talk while I adjust the camera, because your head... Woo!
Whoa,
there we go.
Extreme close-up.
Extreme.
Whoa!
We'll back up just a hair. I think we're backed up as far as we can back up.
Okay, we were having a Wayne's World extreme close-up moment there.
Whoa, dude.
All right, yeah, it's a little silly in the studio today, but that's all right. We're gonna get even sillier. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something foolish today. Something that we know that we shouldn't do.
What's that?
That is, we're gonna comment about sports that we don't know anything about.
Yes, I love talking about things I don't know about. I'm an expert on all those things.
Nothing like going online and spouting opinions about which you know little to nothing. But we're going to do it because this is real talk and we have real opinions, even though they are baseless or mostly baseless. But before we get into our uninformed opinions, what's happening here is I've got sports on the brain, right? The Olympics are coming up in just a couple of weeks. Do you get... I guess you do get into the Olympics.
I'll watch some of the Olympics.
What's your favorite event?
For Summer Olympics?
Yeah, Summer Olympics.
I mean, usually the track stuff is pretty exciting. Anything that's exciting. What else is there's boxing, basketball. I don't know what else there is.
Soccer, gymnastics, of course.
Okay, sure. All right.
A lot of people get excited about the gymnastics.
Yep.
There's more swimming than you could possibly ever want to see in one lifetime.
Synchronized swimming.
Yes. Yes.
We should try out for that next time. Maybe.
I think that would be a excellent idea for us to not do. Diving. I certainly come from a track and field family. We got up one year, and the men's marathon is always on Sunday morning, depending on what time zone you're in. So we got up one Sunday morning. This would have been a little while ago. The kids were pretty small, but we all got up, and the marathon started at 6 a.m. So we were ready to go with our breakfast cereal and our orange juice, and we watched the marathon. Took a little over 2 hours, and then off to church we went. So we like our track and field in the Fleming house. But each time the Olympics roll around, summer or winter, so this is every 2 years, I do a sermon series at church that I call Gold Medal Living, because it gives me an excuse to talk about sports in church. And so what we build that on is a Bible verse. It is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24, that goes like this: do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Scriptural proof that if you ain't first, you're last.
That's right.
This goes on a little bit. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. He said we. So I guess there's multiple winners in the game of life. There's multiple winners in the game of dying and going to heaven, but you got to run in such a way as to win the prize. So I like to emphasize the way means the methods,
So no steroids?
Right, no steroids, no cheating, but also there's ways to win. There's attitudes, like how do winners do things? Mm-hmm. I am not a championship marathon runner in part because I don't like to train that much.
That is a lot of training. Yeah, that's a lot of running.
I know you and Stacy did some half marathons. Mm-hmm. Did you ever do the full 26-mile thing?
No. I mean, that is a lot of running.
It
just to run the marathon.
Yeah. I did the Des Moines Marathon in 2010, and it was a lot of training. I mean, Melissa did it as well, and so she would go out at 6 o'clock in the morning and run for 4 hours. Yeah. And then we had smaller kids, and so one of us had to be home, and then I would go out and run for 3.5 for 4 hours, and then we would be exhausted and just lie around for the rest of the day. Just that long run took the whole day, basically every Saturday. But the way that you become a great marathoner is you put in a lot of miles. Mm-hmm. And if you're not willing to do that, you're not going to be a champion because you're not willing to follow the way. Kind of a Mandalorian sort of aspect to that.
But you weren't carrying a baby Yoda with you, were you?
That's true. Was not carrying a baby Yoda. That is not the way. So that's what we mean by ways, and so go watch The Mandalorian if you don't understand that. So here's where we need to get into our uninformed opinions.
Okay.
I think that the way the WNBA is handling having an awesome player like Caitlin Clark in the league just stinks.
Yeah, she got shut out of the Olympics.
Because and the reason that they gave in public was her fans will want her to get more playing time than what she'll get. So in order to not disappoint her fans, they're going to give her zero playing time by not having her on the team.
Seems fishy.
This is not the way. Okay, so as I didn't even play basketball in high school, okay? So I'm commenting way out of my league. But it also looks to me like I also did play football, so I'm just going to spout all kinds of uninformed opinions here. The way that the Indiana Fever coach is operating the team reminds me a lot of Iowa football. We have a system, and it doesn't matter who is on the team, we're going to run a certain system. And so what's the upside of a mobile quarterback?
You let him be mobile.
If you have a mobile quarterback, there's no upside to it if you're not going to let him be mobile.
Yeah.
What's the upside to having a superstar who can shoot 28-foot three-pointers and run the court and pass like Caitlin Clark if you're not going to run a system that maximizes her potential?
True.
And so I think in my great ignorance, what the Indiana coach is trying to do is trying to say, well, we don't want to build our whole system around one player. Like we want to be balanced. Well, that makes sense, right?
Sure.
And probably the reason that Caitlin Clark didn't win a national championship at Iowa was because the supporting cast wasn't strong enough.
Not quite there.
Not quite there. I mean, that was a great bunch of young ladies with so much heart and dedication. But when you look at the size and the raw physical athletic capability of the LSU and the Southern Carolina teams that Iowa lost to, like,
yeah, it's hard to compete with that.
Yeah, the question is, how did Iowa get that far? Coach Lisa Bluter took a generational talent and my understanding is Caitlin Clark wanted to play at Connecticut. Like Iowa was not her first choice.
Okay.
So Connecticut said no or just didn't show interest, and Iowa said yes. And then Lisa Bluter took some pretty ordinary talent and through a lot of hard work and dedication, built a system that fit the best player on the team. Instead of taking the best player on the team and trying to cram her into a certain system. So that's what I see when I look at the Indiana Fever in my ignorance.
And you'd think that the Fever, who obviously were horrible last year because they got Caitlin with the first pick, wouldn't have a problem changing things up for the star player that they picked.
Yeah.
But
that's kind of what you would think. But if you have it in, well, I wonder about this too. Maybe the coach is trying really hard to develop a team that can play a great half court offense. Well, what are you trying to do that when you have the tools to play run and gun? And you can run other teams. So I don't know if you saw the game on Sunday.
I didn't.
I watched it on YouTube with the blue box over the middle of the screen. So Caitlin just had a terrible first three quarters. She ended up shooting under 20% from three-point line for the game.
Okay.
Scored 7 points in the first three quarters and just looked totally off her game. But Minnesota ran ragged trying to contain her. And then in the fourth quarter, she goes off for 10 points and a couple of assists and some rebounds, and boom, Indiana pulls ahead and wins at the end of the game. You can't contain that. So why try to contain that as the head coach? Why not build the system around that? That's what I'm saying is the way. So I think what we're doing today is we're encouraging our listeners that any one of us at any moment can fall into the trap in life of doing things the same way over and over and over, and we keep getting the same results, whether it's in your job or in your relationships or with your money, and we start stacking one failure on top of the other, and we really need to change the way that we do things.
Yeah. You have to learn from history and not repeat it over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, but how many of us don't do that?
Yeah.
Like, well, I can't figure out why I have a large credit card balance every month. That's just so mysterious.
Yeah.
Or have you ever seen the website Despair.com?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's great. They are the world's number one promoters of demotivational materials.
All right.
So you've seen motivational
Sure.
posters.
Yep.
I don't know who makes those, but teamwork and show a group
Yes.
of people rowing a boat and that kind of stuff. So Despair.com does demotivational materials, and they've got one. It's a poster with a beautiful picture of a chain stretched tight, and one link in the middle has just broken. And the caption reads, "Dysfunction. When you realize that the common denominator in all of your failed relationships is you." Oh man, but it's it's so hard for us to realize, man, I'm doing this thing in life in a way that is not productive and that is not moving me forward. So let's start spending some time thinking. Let me run that scripture by everybody one more time. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24. Run in such a way as to win the prize. So we'll come back next week, Steve. We'll talk about gold medal thinking and start to examine, because before we talk about gold medal marriage or gold medal finances or gold medal friendships or those kinds of things, we need to look into gold medal thinking, because the way that we think is going to drive a lot of the rest of our behavior. So, all right. Cool.
Sounds good. So that is Real Talk for this week here on Steve Shetler Media. Again, we are always brought to us. I always say that. We're always brought to us. I guess that's the way I'm going to say it. By New Life Community Church in Wellman, Iowa. He's the pastor there. Go check him out. We always tag them on the Facebook videos, so click on that link and maybe go check out a service. They always put their services on Facebook and all that good stuff. So let's do this again next week, Aaron.
All right. We'll see you soon, Steve.
That's Real Talk here on Steve Shetler Media.